Hey, happy holidays, everybody. Hope everybody's out there safe. You enjoyed your family over the past couple of days, this past weekend. Thanksgiving took place. I hope everybody was able to sit down and talk about what they were thankful for. Right now, you got some coaches that kind of might need to feel thankful if they're going to have a job next season or not. Because what I'm hearing with these interviews and things of this nature got me a little baffled. And it at first I wasn't going to touch this, but then I thought about it and said, you know what? We need to discuss it. Because there's certain things that I see going on, to me, don't make sense. Maybe they might make sense to you because it's your institution, you're part of that fan base, whatever have you. You kind of like, man, you know what, coach, you kind of on to something here. Or man, hey, coach, shut your mouth, man. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just over there rambling about a whole bunch of nothing. Well, let's go ahead and talk about it because we're going to get into it right after this. Favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, I'm about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow League Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos, and tap the friend or two and tell them to come on in. It's no positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump on in this thing because they're like, Coach, what's your thoughts on everything here? Listen, I watched the Bayou Classic, and I got some concerns. First and foremost, I got to say congratulations to Coach Graves because he's now 3-0. Now, funny thing is, Coach Graves won this championship. He won the Bayou Classic as the new head coach of Southern University. Salute the coach on getting a dub. But there's some things in this game that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Southern, they did contribute to some of the self-inflicted wounds that they brought on themselves, especially that Grambling State was able to take back and get on the scoreboard. But I got to give credit to that defense. The defense was playing lights out. Again, they were not playing no games with these folks, making sure that whatever it is that they tried to do, they shut it down. They were not allowing Grambling to get off in this thing. Miles Crowley had a rough day at the office out there. We're going to talk about that as well. The one thing, what's that? That one pass play that Miles Crowley threw to the young man, I think it's Lewis. I saw his dad posted something on social media where he said that the young man was okay. He's out of the hospital. I'm glad that young man is fine. I hope I got the last name correct. If I don't, please forgive me, and I will fix it. I'll put it up here so you can see it. But I am very thankful that young man was able to get up from that injury after he got checked out. Everything was fine, and he's okay, and he's back with his family. But I got to say something, though. The plays that was ran in that game, I put a message on X where I said, this does not look like a game that Coach Dooley, the offensive coordinator for Grambling, I said he's not calling this game. And somebody said, no, Coach, that looked like a play Coach Dooley would call because, boy, it's straight up verticals. Well, let me break something down to you. Those plays that were called, those weren't Dooley plays. If you paid attention to what was going on, and this is why I like to watch the game sometimes with the sound off, and I just look at everything that's happening around me. I normally put some music on and, my headphones or whatever have you. I just turn the sound off. But in this instance, I left the sound on to see exactly what was going on because I wanted to see, I wanted to see and hear a little bit more. And more so, I got to see more than hear. But when you got Dooley standing on the sideline with the play sheet like this, I'm like, what are you calling? You come out on the field on a timeout, Dooley standing there with the play sheet. He got an arm folded with the play sheet. He ain't even looking at the play sheet. You got the head coach standing out there talking. So that leads me to believe that Dooley ain't calling them damn plays. Not some plays that look like those were LSU plays from back in 2019, especially on the route combinations that was being ran out there. I mean, that like I said, that young man got caught on a play where the spacing was not correct as far as with the receivers running down the damn field. When you got a zone coverage set up on one side with two receivers over there, and one of the receivers is a pretty damn good catcher, when the ball is thrown to him, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to have more men on that side, which it allows somebody else to break on the ball when it's thrown. And guess what? That young man gets hit where what we used to call it back in the day, depleted out there on the field. And everybody said, ooh. But unfortunately, he got ejected. He got ejected. Now, let's get back to the brass tacks of things. Mr. Rhymes over there for Southern University, he put on a show. Mr. Rhymes Mr. Rhymes put on a show like no other. He let everybody know that he was not going to be denied in that game. I mean, it was no ifs, ands, buts about that. He was not going to be denied in that game. That young man got out there and rushed that ball. Southern got out, Mr. Kendrick Rhymes rushed the ball 12 times for 110 yards, 1 touchdown, averaging 9.2 yards per carry. He had Kobe Dillon, who was right behind him, rushed the ball 12 times for 81 yards, averaging 6.8 yards per carry. And then you got C.J. Russell. He didn't rush the ball but 10 times for 18 yards, but he got a touchdown score as well. But you got to understand one thing. Grambling got a three-headed monster, even though they weren't able to pass the ball as well as many thought they would have. But I got to give Jalen Woods his credit. He did complete 9 passes on 17 attempts for 188 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception, and was sacked 3 times. Now, as far as the Grambling here, Gerard Lewis, that's the young man's name. I want to make sure I had that correct. Tyler Williams, got to give him his props. He scored a touchdown on kick return. Make sure I say that as well. And not only that, but, Grambling defense tried to give them all that they could as far as with trying to keep them in this game. But it just didn't happen. Blake Thomas got the interception. He intercepted David Woods. And I'm just like, all of the turnovers. You just had the different turnovers that happened in this game. Grambling couldn't put no points on the board. I mean, Kelby Gibbons, anytime Grambling decided they wanted to drop a quarterback, drop him back to throw a pass, guess who was in his face? Kelby Gibbons sitting there, he's just dropping everything that decided that wanted to play quarterback to drop back in the backfield, try to throw a pass. Hell, not the defense, but the offensive line, they couldn't block their mamas if they were standing out there. That's how daggone bad that was. If they had infants out there in front of them right now and say, hey, block the infant, wasn't nobody laying a hand on nobody. That was sad. It was pretty freaking sad to see everything that was going on. When you got Kendrick Rhymes just running, like I said before, touchdown. Here we go. 41-yard touchdown. This kid was untouched. Untouched up the sideline. What are we talking about? But my issue here is I'm listening to Coach. Coach. Make sure I got his name right. Coach Joesph. You're on KNOE 8, and you say the following during the interview that left me baffled. Listen to this.
And that's why I said we have to get better. I don't think any of the coaches can pitch to me why they should come back. I'll let them know if they're coming back. But my thing is, like I said, we're going to go back and evaluate each position. But we're going to start with the whole offense, then we're going to go receivers, running backs, everybody's going to be evaluated, just like every kid's going to be evaluated.
Now, you say everybody's going to be evaluated. Coach, I don't mean no disrespect. I give you your props. You had a little bit better season than Coach Hugh Jackson in year 1, but you still had a lot of the athletes on the team that were players that Hugh Jackson recruited to come in. The program lost a lot of players when you came to the program. And I get it. You want to bring in your own guys. In the beginning, there's a young man on the team that I didn't understand why he was not getting the damn ball, which, it should have just been like, get it to him. Keelan Elder. I was glad to see this young man finally get off and do his thing in the game, in certain games out there during the season. When the young man got the ball, he was just lights out. This young man, grad student, this was his last hurrah for him. And I'm just sitting there, I'm looking like, man, get this kid the ball. The receivers that was in the game, they couldn't catch a cold. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. We watched all season. You got receivers out here, Dago could not catch. Your running backs were the better receivers on the team, which was a few of those guys that were left over for when Hugh Jackson left. Your quarterback gets injured. I want to say 3 weeks back. I didn't understand why. He didn't play in the Alabama State game. He got injured before the Alabama State game. He didn't play in the Alabama State game, but you played him the next week, in which that week he tweaked the ankle again. So I'm like, Coach, why? You're not playing for anything. Why would you let this kid go ahead and rest up and get himself ready to come in here and play in the Classic? Grambling's already lost, it was 2 in a row? And I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. And then you're watching all the theatrics and the craziness is going on with the games over and over again. I mean, God dog, Coach, when it comes down, when you guys are sitting here playing around with playing around with the daggone, with the offense, you saying you need to reevaluate the offense. No, Coach, you need to be reevaluated. I'm sorry, you as well as the rest of the coaches need to be reevaluated, because to me that phrase, that statement, that statement sounds like you're ready to drop this whole mess with this offense in Coach Dooley's lap. And this don't fall on Dooley. Many people out there may not like or dislike Coach Dooley as far as things that has happened before in the past, as far as what was going on with him when he coached at different stops. But this one don't fall on him. This one don't fall on him. Because you can look at the multiple delayed game penalties out there. You can't even get a damn offensive play out there because nobody knows what you're running. You can look at this thing and tell that this was put together. I mean, it's almost like somebody standing in the kitchen saying, you know what? I think I want to make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But damn, we got peanut butter, but we ain't got no strawberry jelly. But I think I'll try grape. I don't like grape. I don't like grape. Maybe we'll try something. Maybe we'll try apple. No, I don't want no apple jelly. I want strawberry jelly. And I'm like, you're going back and forth. So you got too many people in the kitchen trying to make the damn sandwich, trying to figure out what's going on. But again, it's gonna fall. I'm saying this right now. This great fall in Dooley's lap. Like I said, I'm not here to champion for Dooley. None of that. All I'm simply saying is when you see when you see things like this going on, I mean, I'm sorry, I saw this at another school. And if I could call that coach out, I can call out this one too. I mean, everybody would stand on the sideline like they're going to drive through McDonald's talking, all right, let me get number 10 with no cheese, please. I'm like, come on, bro, what are we doing? Y'all got these kids out here looking terrible on TV. If it wasn't for special teams play, you wouldn't have had no damn points on the board. That's a travesty, man. You need to be reevaluated as well, sir. I mean, I'm sorry, but when you you made the comment, you had 41 kids that have never played in the Bayou Classic before. They didn't understand the magnitude of this game. I was blown away. That's why it took me so long to make this video, because I said, you know what? Let me come down just a little bit, because excuse me, it got me choked up right now as far as what I want to say, because I'm just like, man, you know what? For years, I've sat back and heard comments like this that didn't make sense. And then you wonder, like, guys, what are we doing here? These athletes, I'm sure, are dependent on you to put them in the best position for them to get to where they're trying to go. Are you going to help them? Because this right here that just took place, that Bayou Classic, that's not going to help them. So my question to you is, where's the accountability? I just want to know, is anybody out there going to be accountable for what we just saw? Grambling had nothing to play for when they lost the game. What was it? They lost to Bethune-Cookman. They lost to Bethune-Cookman and Texas Southern. Texas Southern, back on October 26th. She had nothing to play for after that. After you lost that game, there was nothing to play for. You was in position, but you couldn't do it. You lost to Alcorn State on the 12th, 15-17, close game. But after that, when you lost you lost to Texas Southern, 17-24, it was a done deal. So I'm trying to understand the moves that we're making here. What exactly are we doing? What are we doing here as far as we're building this up? You don't have whatever it was that the offense was trying to accomplish. You didn't have the personnel for it. Your offensive line is not blocking anybody. So guess what? Everything really is a hot read. My question is, who's damn teaching the line how to block? But everybody's being evaluated. I wanted to bet that the coaches that were there last season, like I said earlier, I wanted to bet you those coaches majority of them coaches probably come back. The only one probably won't come back is probably Dooley, because Dooley's going to be made the scapegoat. Just like I'm sure there's another offensive coordinator at another program going to be made the scapegoat when he wasn't calling the daggone plays, the head coach was calling them. Again, guys, You can't throw up plays in the air and say, okay, let's catch them in the hat. We're going to dig in and pick one and go. It don't work that way because everybody's philosophy doesn't work. You got to have some type of setup as far as the plays of what you're trying to run. If you're just running plays, just run a play. This ain't pick them up, bust them up. And if anybody that don't understand, anybody that don't know what pick them up, bust them up is, I'm gonna explain it to you right now. It's when you got one person that they pick the ball up, run the ball. When they get tackled, guess what? They got to stand up. They got to throw the ball up in the air. And everybody go scramble to go get the ball to see who's gonna be next is gonna run the ball. Basically, that's what Grambling was doing with the plays in the game. I mean, I'm sorry if anybody's offended with what I'm saying. I mean, it's just the truth. It's the honest to God truth. This has to stop, guys. Listen, as a conference, if you're looking for people to take the conference seriously, we got to stop the bull jive. I understand the fact that everybody think that, hey, we can go get us a coach from somewhere, NFL coach, bring them in, or wherever the heck they come from, bring them in, and they're going to have the same success as Deion Sanders. No, they are not. And I'm explaining to you why. They're not going to have the same type of success as Deion Sanders because they don't have the marketability that Deion Sanders had. They don't have the reach that Deion Sanders had. They haven't been out here dealing with these kids since his kids was younger, out there playing in Little League and came all the way through. You got to understand that. The cachet, what he brings with him, is what really puts him over the top when it comes to what he's able to bring to the table. The marketability. Being a people's person, in which some folks might feel he might be the biggest butthole is out there. But I'm just being honest with you. So, I mean, I understand some folks may feel a little offended as far as what I had to say, but I'm like, it's time for somebody to say it in a reasonable kind of way and not just say, I'm gonna grab the low level hanging fruit and say, oh, this is on Dooley. No, this will no fall on Dooley, Jack. If you want to give him a little blame, you give him a little blame. But this loss in the Bayou Classic, that don't fall on Dooley. No, sir. I'm not putting it on him like that. Because what I saw out there on the field was terrible. And it makes no sense that nobody's willing to stand up and say anything. You said you had 41 kids. This was their first Bayou Classic. But you had them same 41 kids that went out there and gave Jackson State the business. Let me guess, they didn't understand the magnitude of that game neither. And y'all beat them 41-20. They didn't understand the magnitude of that game? So, Coach, something's missing here. Cut the excuses. Let's get back, hold ourselves accountable, and go from there. Because saying that all of the coaches need to be reevaluated as far as if they coming back next season, Coach, Grambling might need to put you in that line too. Because I'm going to be honest with you. And I don't mean no disrespect to you. This is your first season. But Grambling, y'all should have held on to Hugh Jackson for one last season. I'm just saying. It was headed in the right direction. This going to set you back a little bit longer. And you got players hitting the transfer portal. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So again, I say to you, who's going to hold themselves accountable for this? Because you can't keep blaming somebody else. You can't. But hey, congratulations to Coach Graves and the Southern University Jaguars on winning the Bayou Classic. Like I said, they went out there, they gave Grambling the business. They did everything that they needed to do to make this thing work in this game. Again, CJ Russell, I mean, this guy, like I said, rushed the ball, 54. He hit him for he scored. He had a 1-yard touchdown score. Kendrick Rhymes did his thing. I got to give it up to Killian Elder. He scored a 4-yard rush touchdown as well. Like I said, the game was too stagnant as far as what was going on. You guys allowed Grambling to get out early. You tried to make it a game late in the second quarter. It just didn't happen. The offense was not clicking. Miles Crowley could not throw off that foot, off that ankle, he couldn't plant the throw off that ankle down the field to his receivers. I mean, you could see it out there like he was a sitting duck back there in the daggone pocket. It was almost as if looking at everything that was done up to this point makes you wonder. But you know what? It makes you wonder how to keep from going under. Yeah, I'm get up out of here on that one. But guys, until next time, I got more content coming. I'm just putting it all together for you. But until next time, be the one and lead. Oh my God, this is too much, man. I've never seen nothing like this in my life. Boy, goodness gracious. Hey, love y'all, man. Be the one and lead.